An affluent California suburb resorted to some pretty extreme measures in an effort to prevent the construction of affordable housing in their neighborhoods. Now, the leaders of this wealthy Silicon Valley town had met to basically discuss what they could do to mitigate something known as Senate Bill 9. Senate Bill 9, important state law that would essentially allow for the rezoning of areas that are for single family residents so they can build duplexes or even fourplexes, to increase inventory of housing so we can finally deal with this ongoing housing crisis in the state. Well, leaders of the town, Woodside, California, declared the entire town a mountain lion habitat.
Sure it is.
Blocking such development. 2 weeks after the announcement, though, they drew so much outrage from affordable housing supporters, ridicule on social media, and the threat of legal action from the state attorney general that the town council abandoned its approach. But we do have some funny statements from the town's leaders on this issue. So first, let's go to the California Attorney General. His name is Rob Bonta. He says there's no valid basis to claim that the entire town of Woodside is a habitat for mountain lions. Land that is already developed with, for example, a single family home is not, by definition, a habitat.
Yeah, how about your houses that are on there? How are they part of the Lions? You know what? I would allow this town to do this rule as long as everyone who owns a single family home in that town adopts a lion. Okay, if you put a mountain lion inside your house, then I'll say that's totally fine.
That's a crazy standard.
Okay, good luck. Good luck. See how it turns out for you.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, obviously there was enough attention paid to this story by the right people, including affordable housing advocates, that they had no choice but to backtrack on this. And wow, would you look at that? There's actually a California official who's actually doing something in his position of power, the Attorney General here. Now, the Department of Fish and Wildlife advised that the entire town of Woodside cannot be considered a habitat, which obviously, right? But here's the statements that were being thrown around by the leaders of this town, right? So you have Dick Brown, apt name, the mayor of Woodside, a town of about 5,500 people near the billionaire homes and tech hubs of Redwood City and Palo Alto. He said that allowing construction of duplexes was, quote, not the Woodside way. We love animals.
Oh yeah, animals are innocent.
Where are they going to go? Pretty soon we'll have nothing but asphalt and no animals or birds. Okay, so look, the idea of freaking out and panicking this much over a lot that used to have a single family home turning into a lot that has a duplex instead, like it blows my mind that that's what they're freaking out about. I actually am understanding toward people who live in these neighborhoods and all of a sudden there's like a massive condo building next to your single family home. I do sympathize with that, I get it. That is not what's happening here. This is totally reasonable and it would definitely help in the housing crisis that we're experiencing.
So this is NIMBY, right? Not in my backyard. And here the conservatives do have a point that a lot of times wealthy liberals aren't really any better when it comes to issues regarding both race and poverty. So when it comes to building affordable housing next to a billionaire's home, all of a sudden, even if that billionaire is theoretically on the left, they'll say, oh, wait, I didn't mean in my backyard. I got mountain lions in my backyard. Okay, so no, you have to go build this somewhere else near poor people or something like that, right? Well, that's what everybody says, and then there's no place to build affordable housing. So no, not acceptable. And then the other issue that this happens with all the time is schools. So, people are like, oh no, I'm on the left, etc. And then you say, okay, great, now let's do, back in the day, desegregation and let's move people around. And they go, whoa, 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 whoa. No, I don't want black kids in my
yeah, like the busing program.
The busing, which by the way, Biden was fervently against as a so-called liberal back in the day, right?
Who really valued bipartisanship. So.
Oh yeah, he valued it when he was trying to keep black people out of his town. And so And now there's different versions of that. Hey, don't touch my private school, and no, I don't want to fund your public school because my rich kids are already in that private school, and I don't give a damn what happens to your kids in the public school. That's got a racial component, a poverty component, etc. So here we are in California, and wealthy Californians all of a sudden are pretending to have mountain lion habitats to make sure they'd rather live next to lions than poor people. Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR, so those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.